Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Kristin Fogle. I'm sitting in for Drew today, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in its 17th year. We're broadcasting from the beautiful Mission Fed studio in Scripps Ranch, and Mission Fed's really been a shining star of support in the community for San Diego County for more than 60 years. So I'm joined by my co-host today doing some things differently. Charles, would you like to introduce yourself?
I would love to. First of all, it's great to be on the mic with you. I don't think you and I have never
We have never mic'd before.
We have worked together.
We have.
On a cool project yet to be revealed to San Diego.
We need to take a meeting about it.
But it's she gave me one live in the air.
I know.
But
this is what Drew does to me all the time, though. He's like, will you donate money? Will you go to the thing? So I'm doing it to you.
Okay. Well, but I'm confused. You were the co-host.
I was.
And now you're the host, and I'm
But then someone came in and said that I look like Drew Barrymore, so officially I'm Drew anyway. So it's all sorts of confusing.
Well, this is great. Well, my name is Charles Parisi, and I'm pleasure to be filling in for, I'm not sure if I'm filling in for Drew or Kristin, but either way, I'm happy to be here. Beautiful Mission Fed studio. Amazing, amazing organization. As Drew always says, doing incredible things for San Diego for over 60 years. And I happen to be with Cloudcast Media. Absolutely.
Good to have you, Charles. And of course, our amazing guest today, we have CEO Lavada England. She is the CEO of House of Restoration Community Connection, and actress Candace Carey, who we have from Zoom. We're so technological today, and she's involved in their big event that we'll be talking about a little bit later today. But Lavada, good to have you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Charles is like a big brother of mine.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a pleasure to be here.
Like a good one, or the kind that pushes you down, a little bit of both?
He doesn't push me down, but he pushes me.
Okay.
But when they want to see the best out of you, right? Right? When big brothers want to see the best out of you, they sometimes give you a hard time.
It's true.
In love, you know? So...
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Lavada for a little bit here, and she does amazing work. So I'm really excited to not only be here with you, Kristin, but to be on the mic with Lavada, because the work you do is incredible. It's impactful. It's exactly the kind of stories that, Cloudcast and Spotlight on the Community want to bring to San Diego. So it's great to be across from you. By the way, just in full disclosure, she owes me a meal.
I do. I think it's chili cornbread.
We're just putting everybody on blast for all sorts of things today. So if there's I don't know, Candace, maybe if you're still there, you can promise something to somebody or, I don't know. So Candace, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good.
I'm here.
Excellent. Before we get to Candace, though, I want to turn it over to Lavada and just tell us a bit about your amazing organization. What's the mission?
Okay, so House of Restoration, our main mission is to restore women back to their womanhood.
Okay.
We either do that by putting them in professional atmospheres where they can network or helping them with a project. We've had a young lady that wrote a film. We fiscally backed her in getting the live music, all original music done to it. So that's a project yet coming out next year.
Wow.
And then we also help to enhance their skills. So the younger ladies we work with, we'll put them in a sewing class. They had a opportunity like last year to learn how to tie dye and sew, then had a fashion show, because we want to always build up their self-esteem. We want them to be courageous when they walk out the door. We need them to know that they are fearless as women.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Lavada.
I might have an answer.
I know you do. So when you talk restoration, that's a powerful word. But
Yes.
do you also try to take the women you're helping to an entirely new level? Not just restoration, but above and beyond
That's right.
of where they were.
That's right. If they're willing to put in the work, then we're willing to take them to the next level. So we do give them, little assignments, if I could say, to do. Now, you guys are talking to a mom that has raised 4 daughters. My daughters are 31, 28, 20, and 18. And I call them my 2 sets. And so I had to learn, even as a teenage mom, I'm coming from that background, having a mom that was also an addict, becoming a functional alcoholic myself. And so when, I'm going to have to say this, when God restored me and began to give me a vision, it is restoring, but taking them to a next level, not just physically, but mentally. It's a mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. What got you started in doing this work? You talked a little bit about your background. Did that influence you starting the organization?
It did.
Okay.
It influenced me majorly, because when I was raising my daughters, I didn't know many organizations out there. I had the opportunity to allow women to live with me, actually. So much so to where my first set would say, Mom, we're never in a place by ourselves, you know? It was always just wanting to see someone in a better space to connect. But, you know, at 16, raising my girls, and they were like, Mom, how do you do this or that? And I'd have to look back in the backseat and say, hold on, now I'm trying to figure this out. I'll let you know when I figure it out, right? And so knowing what was needed and what still is needed, because many women have titles, but they don't have the confidence. They still yet are someplace trying to figure themselves out. And I say, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I can see through a lot of women because of the things that I've gone through in life, you know, homelessness, raising my daughters, you know, just different things. Outside of this, I'm also in the substance use disorder field. So, yeah.
Wow.
So before there was the House of Restoration, there was Lavada.
Yes.
That was looking for her own restoration and renewal. So how did that happen? How did you find your restoration?
It started one day when my mom, in my 20s, and she says, I'm no longer apologizing to you. You know, I had to actually embrace that. I was a mom. I was a mom by then. And, you know, I think oftentimes what I learned is that, you know, old saying, when I'm pointing one finger out, I have 3 more pointing at me. And I was also developing my relationship with God at that time. And so it was like, I can no longer hold my mom in contempt to what she did or did not do for me. I had to become a woman, right? Before we wear all these other hats in life, we are women. And so, you know, I've even gotten questioned like, well, what about those that, you know, decide to, you know, whatever you decide to do between birth and death, that's on you. But my main focus are on women, born women, because we go through so much as single moms, or even in a relationship, or being married. Sometimes you're married and you still feel alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And so, again, it started when my mom said, I'm no longer apologizing to you. And so I had to look at my own 2 ears outside of the mirror and figure out what I needed to fix and be willing to fix those things.
That's so powerful. If you're tuning in now, we are speaking with CEO Lavada England of House of Restoration Community Connection, and we will be speaking with actress Candace Carey, who is doing good things for their event that's coming up, which we'll also talk about. I'm Kristin Fogle. I'm filling in for Drew, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, and it's now in its 17th year, if you can believe it. So we're broadcasting from Mission Fed and Scripps Ranch, and Mission Fed does great things for the community for more than 60 years. So I want to talk a little bit about your community outreach efforts. So I know that you provide workshops, which you've talked a little bit about, but tell me about these fill-a-packs.
Oh, well, I like to say we provide quality fill-a-packs, which are hygiene packs, right? So there's times, so again, during my homeless period, I actually stayed at my last homeless period because I've been homeless a few different times, right? So, but I stayed at ECTLC, East County Transitional Living Center. I was there for about 2.5 years, and I was able to go back with my team. We were able to go back maybe about 2.5 years ago and actually bless them. You know, we had the different ones for teens, for girls, for boys. Then we had the ones for women and men. And then we had maybe even a couples pack where, they're getting the lotion, they're getting the deodorants. Some of them had condoms in it, even though it's just life. We don't want our children having sex, but at the same token, even though we don't say, hey, go out there and have sex, it's like, reality is that there's a lot of stuff going on in this world. Right. And it's either teach them how to protect themselves or always try to battle up against them, So we provide quality hygiene packs with many, many things in them. I think it was like maybe 20 to 30 something items in there, anywhere from pads and tampons and just different things and we do it in a backpack because so many people are going through transitions and are homeless to where they can put that backpack on their back and they can keep it moving, And so those are the fill-a-packs.
And Lavada, where are these being distributed?
So it depends on where we go. Okay. So like I said, the last place was ECTLC. Some people will call my office and say, hey, Veda, do you have any hygiene packs? So they go to other organizations, maybe outreaches that are actually working with the homeless, but they don't have the condiments to help them. They'll hit me up, just sign them out how many they took. So it just really depends. Let me say this. One time we went down to the county building and we did it, and they didn't want us on the property. So they were like, hey, take your stuff over across so we were right behind the subway, so they could look down the hill, and then they were able to come and get their hygiene packs. So, yeah.
Well, listen, it's amazing. The breadth of work you've done is incredible. Lavada, I'm so proud of you because, again, for you to be helping all these women today, it took you, your ownership of where you were and saying, hey, I'm going to make myself better. And that's how we've arrived at where we have today. And so, Candace, thank you for being so patient. But Candace, I would imagine all of this incredible work being done by House of Restoration is perhaps what has you excited about being involved. So tell our audience a little bit about you, because you're a famous actress. And I'm interested in knowing, how did this connection happen?
Yes.
Because you're in you've been in several shows and a revered movie. So tell us about your background and your connection and what you're doing going forward with House of Restoration.
Yeah, well, I want to say thank you for inviting me to this podcast and interview. Secondly, yeah, you're right. I've started out in the movie industry, which I'm still in. And, people can look me up if they want to see my past endeavors. However, like Lavada and we have a mutual friend. And I met Lavada in San Diego at a conference. I think it was another celebrity. He was having a foundation, and Veda was there helping. She was with us, and she was doing what she is called to do. And she was like helping, the women's side and with me and another colleague with our responsibilities for that particular event. And we just stayed in contact. And Veda, we traveled, we worked on events in Chicago, where she came all the way to Chicago, and it blessed my heart. I was to see her do that, but she traveled to Chicago to a book signing event that I was commissioned to do, and a release of my book titled Dreamland. And she brought her book out, which is called Travailing. And she was there, and we had a booth, and we did a lot of amazing things. So one day, she called, I called her, and I was in Orlando at the time, and she's like, hey, you know what? I'm having this event called She's Worthy, and I would love for you to be the speaker. And I was like, you know what? This is the first time I've ever was commissioned to speak, to be the main speaker for anything. And I feel like I have so much to impart to the youth and to the women out there in regards to everything that I've gone through in my life to this point. And I just feel like it was just right on time, and that I'm ready. And that, yeah, I want to get past the fear of public speaking, believe it or not, because I have a radio show and I produced podcasts and things, but I've always had this personal, private fear of speaking. And I don't know if it came about, but I was working on it. And I was like, you know what, Lavada, I'll do it. I'll step up to the challenge and I will challenge myself and I will get on stage and I will, try to motivate and will motivate the people that attend. And she said, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And so
I love it. I love it. Candace,
and I'm excited about it. Huh?
Yeah. No, that's great. Candace, I'll tell you, it's so funny. Here's what I love about it, because it's metaphorical for House of Restoration, that you're acknowledging the fear, but you're embracing the fear, because public speaking is usually listed, and Kristin, you know this from your background, it's usually listed as the number one fear that a human has. In fact, there's an old saying, Candace and Lavada, I'd rather be in the casket than have to do the eulogy.
Yeah.
But here's what's cool, Candace. Nobody feels that way after.
It's true.
But you have to do it that first time. So I'm proud of you, a successful, experienced actress on a stage, have been around cameras, that, hey, you recognize this is a fear, because this is really what restoration is all about, and going to the next level.
You're so deep, Charles, making that connection, you thought about doing a philosophy podcast, maybe?
I love philosophy.
I do too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we should talk. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break right now. We've been talking to CEO Lavada England of House of Restoration, Community Connection, and actress Candace Carey. I'm Kristin Fogle, in for Drew, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. Now it's in its 17th year, broadcasting from Mission Fed Studio and Scripps Ranch, and they've been such a good support to San Diego County for over 60 years. Did I do okay, or will we do an outro now? I'm new to this, Charles.
You did great. We'll be back just in a second after a break.
Sounds perfect.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Kristin Fogle, in for Drew. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in its 17th year, broadcasting from Mission Fed Studio and Scripps Ranch. And we're so appreciative of all the wonderful things that they do in San Diego County for more than 60 years, joined by my co-host, who is me in this role, Charles Parisi.
Here I am. I'm with Cloudcast Media, filling in for Kristin, and you're filling in for Drew.
For Drew. It's very complicated. It's very meta. We're going to talk about it on your philosophy podcast.
The good news, though, is what's consistent is we're brought to you by Mission Fed Credit.
It's very true. Doing good things in the community for over 60 years. Gosh, we're good. And we're joined by our hosts, who are probably bored of me saying that a million times, but, we have House of... Thank you, Candace, who's tuning in via the Zooms. So that was actress Candace Carey, who we're going to speak more to about this She's Worthy 2023 event. So Candace is here with House of Restoration Community Connection CEO Lavada England. Just want to welcome you back. And Candace was talking about before our break her fear of public speaking, but that you're going to do some public speaking for the She's Worthy 2023 event, supporting House of Restoration's efforts on November 18th. Is that right? Candace, what are you speaking about? What will you be speaking about at the event?
I am trying to...
You're like, I don't know.
Right? The price of tea in China. But, I definitely want to tie it in to the theme, which is worthy, and what possibly could have a woman believe that she's not worthy. So I want to give some practical examples tied in with some practical tools, and then just, hopefully motivate women. I'm going to read the room first, and then, if anything else, if I decide to go off script and improv, and I'll definitely do that. But I'm there to motivate and just have a good time and basically kind of celebrate our womenness and being women, and all the women that are attending, they've taken the first step, which is getting there. So I want to applaud them for that.
Yeah.
And, I have been working on a reparation. So I kind of want to tie reparations into, being worthy as women, to reparations as well. So it's going to be interesting. I don't want to get too political there.
Sure.
But I definitely want to touch on that. So, you got to come out and see, you're definitely welcome. I have room at my table.
That is so sweet. That's such a wonderful offer. I'll pull out my big 13-year-old planner. Lavada will see it in a second and make fun of me and see if I'm available for that event, because I'd love to.
I'll make fun of you as well.
Oh, good. I can't wait. Anyone else who wants to join in on that. Lavada, is this a fundraising event? Talk to us a little bit more about the event itself.
Okay, so this particularly is not a fundraisers event. Currently, this event, one of our sponsors is the San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce, and we're thankful for that. This is actually our third annual for this event. With that being said, though, we do not push away funds. But this particularly, the reason why we do it at the end of the year is before the beginning of the year. I'm not really big on resolutions. However, I'm always big on encouraging and inspiring. And we go through so much as women. Multitasking and wearing different hats and the expectations. And listen, I'm sure there's men out there that go through the same thing, but I've never been a man. Yeah. So I only can speak from the woman's point of view of the fact that it's difficult oftentimes, being a woman, especially in this particular society, or because it's the only one I've lived in. Sometimes they raise you to a bar, and then as soon as you get there, it's like they drop you. And so we constantly must be reminded of our worth as women. For God's sakes, those of us that can, we carry whole human beings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whole human beings, and then push them or get them cut out of us. And so the responsibility or the accountability that the nurturer that we are as women, we have to be able to feed that back to each other and say, look, sis, come on. It doesn't matter the color. Now, look, I'm big on my people, okay? However, I have many, many sisters of different cultures, different backgrounds, and it's like, let's go, sis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so important.
So Lavada, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna go back to the original restoration project called Lavada before you formed House of Restorations. So, and Candace, you've alluded to connection as well. So I'd like to ask both of you this question. I'm gonna start with Lavada. So Lavada, at some point you didn't feel worthy, okay?
Yes.
And at some point you probably said Lavada's worthy. So tell us about when you made it to that point, or have you fully arrived there yet?
I have fully arrived there. I have all my healthy boundaries in place. I let other people wear their own jackets, and I'll just take it back from, again, just, my mom saying I'm no longer apologizing, to where I had to get to the point to where I don't allow my children to guilt parent me, right? Mom, you should have. And no. I used to wear that jacket. I'm no longer there. I'm not the 20-year-old mom anymore. I'm like up in my 40s. So I have gained some wisdom. And being okay with, because I give a lot of respect, it's being okay with having individuals also approach you with respect, the reciprocation. So, when did I exactly arrive there? Gosh, I don't know exactly when I arrived. I can't pick the particular day or specific day, but it was something that I definitely walked into. and being okay with, again, first of all, having to do that internal work, and then being okay with saying, no, this either we work this way or we don't. Like, this is what I expect. If you're going to walk with me, this is what I expect because I give it, whether it's love or respect, whatever it is. And being okay with anyone that comes in my circle to reciprocate that. And my whole thought process is that I have every right, we as women have every right to cause everyone around us to grow up. So, yeah.
Nice. Candace, so let me frame the question for you this way, if Kristin is okay.
Sure.
So, Candace, you're an actress. You're successful. You've been in the camera. People assume, that you have all this endemic confidence. But sometimes it's not true. Sometimes it's a facade, not necessarily in your case. Tell us about Candace Carey. Did you ever feel at a point that you weren't fully worthy? Was your confidence on stage just a facade? Tell us about you.
You know what, Chris? Every day I have a tiny bit of imposter syndrome. And I have to do the tool when I start feeling like, oh man, or a little bit of regret for where I am in life or the things that I've accomplished, because I don't want to come off being arrogant. So I work on that. I work on being approachable and work on my empathy, because I have a lot of people that look up to me. And so I have to present myself. I would like to present myself in a way where I am being a good example to the people that come into my life, right? And there were times where it's like, well, me being so down to earth or accessible kind of got me in a lot of trouble. It's funny because people were expecting me to be Hollywood-like and not so approachable. And I'm like, you know what? That's not me. So I kind of battled with that. Like, okay, should I, be not approachable? How should I play this? So every day for me, Chris, it's just a balancing act where if I start feeling like I'm not worthy of something, not worthy of being treated, or not worthy of whatever it is, I check myself. I'm like, or I remind myself, hey, I'm worthy of this. I deserve to be treated right. I deserve to whatever it is, right, that I desire, which I really don't wish for much in life, just to be healthy and make sure the people that are around me and my family are healthy. That's healthy and happy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, people do assume that, hey, because I've been in front of the cameras and done all these major films that have been successful, that I don't have stage fright or my confidence should be to the roof. And it is at times, but that's exhausting, I think. I kind of, I'm a down-to-earth girl, and that's just who I am. You know what I mean? So I don't know, Chris. It's a balancing act for me. At times I do, to answer your question, there are times that I don't feel worthy, but I have to remind myself. And that's why this event, She's Worthy event that we're having November the 18th in San Diego, is so important. And I think it's the right time. We're in the right place where we should unite. We're bringing a bunch of women together from all different ethnic backgrounds and religion backgrounds and single, whatever they are, married, into one building. And I hope and I pray that we come out of this stronger and united and just learn something and have some practical tools. For me, I keep saying practicality because I like that. I like practicality. I'm more of a mechanics girl. You give me the instructions 1 through 10, and I follow that, and I can always go back to my tool belt and figure out what I need to use. So I hope that answers your question.
No, I know, Kristin, you were going to say something. But Candace, I want to say that I love when you mentioned you're a mechanic. I happen to be privileged enough to work with some students on a class we built on self-leadership. And one of the things we teach them is to be a blue-collar scholar. Get your wrenches out and work on yourself every single day. So it's so great to hear you say that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're running out of time here, but there's so much good stuff. I hope that you come back on.
Kristin, we're going overtime.
We're going overtime, but yeah, I'm just hoping that they come back on at some other point in time. Before we wrap up, though, I know Charles has a question about your latest project, and then you know I want to ask a follow-up question.
Yeah, and I know there's a song you want us to hear. Tell us about this song, and then we're going to listen to it.
Okay, so some of the young ladies were asked to come and be part of a project called Don't Decline Redesign by a lady in our community. She goes by Lady D. And they had an opportunity to spray paint wedding dresses. And then after they spray painted these dresses, of course, we did a fashion show. Actually, some of the young ladies will be in the She's Worthy event just to see their talent and creativity. And because of the way God works with me, I wrote out a song. I sent it to my 20-year-old who was very, very creative, wrote her first book when she was 8. Point being, I sent it to her and she says, okay, Mom, this doesn't work. She did the beat to it and then she rewrote it, revamped it. And so 3 of the young ladies were able to go to the studio. Remember, just giving them opportunities to meet other people that can probably take them to another level, right? And they recorded a song called Redesigners.
Very cool.
Okay, well, what do you think? You want to listen to it?
Yeah, let's listen.
Let's take a listen to Redesigners.
The moment you've all been waiting for. Come on, girls. Let's show them what we got. People of the world, welcome to the show. Here are all the girls you will come to know. 'Cause we are all the legacies of ancestors before. And years from now, you'll sit and talk about the dresses we wore. 'Cause yes, it's not our wedding day, but in wedding dresses we stand. We made them into our playground, customized them by hand. And since we all respect ourselves, the tiny clothes won't do. We're elegant, magnificent, into your hearts we flew.
We are the redesigners, and we move so gracefully. We make a change in the generation bit by bit, and move to a brighter future. You'll see we are the redesigners, and we move so gracefully. We'll make a change in the generation bit by bit, and move to a brighter future. You'll see we are the.
It's not for you, it's all for me. The creativity and money. Don't think I'm acting funny. I'm straight up, not a dummy. And I'm doing all this learning, page turning to better myself, so I can do better, be better, start building wealth. And it's giving classy, it ain't no lie. God told us our worth, so we are not shy. Shine bright like the heavenly diamonds in the sky. Walk, 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 blow, kiss goodbye. Yeah, we're strong, full of beauty, smarts, and skills. We are strong, full of beauty, and got the will.
We are the redesigners, and we move so gracefully. We make a change in the generation bit by bit, and move to a brighter future. You'll see we are the redesigners, and we move so gracefully. We'll make a change in the generation bit by bit, and move to a brighter future. You'll see we are the
Welcome to the show.
we are the
You will come to know
we are the
ancestors before,
we are the
dresses we wore.
we are the.
Wow, that's
Amazing.
That's absolutely
Yes.
incredible.
Oh.
That's to have written a song called Redesigners.
Yes.
And that's incredible. And I the idea of spray painting wedding dresses, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That Lady D is really bad. She's just, bad means not bad, but bad. She's tough
Bad
with
good,
the
yeah.
clothes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Bad isn't
redesigning. Right, bad isn't good, right, sis? And the redesigner is to be able also when they listen to the lyrics, is to redesign the mindset of our youth today, because social media, so many things are pulling them. And, when they listen to the lyrics, they will hopefully get the concept of their, again, creativity and their worthiness as young ladies.
Listen, you're doing such good in the community, and I could spend another half hour with you. So I do hope, as Drew says, in his stead, that you will come back, bring someone that has really benefited from all of your amazing programs. So will you please come back at some point in time?
Yeah. Yes.
And then in the meantime, what can we do to support your efforts?
Well, individuals can go to www.hrcconnect.org. Look at all the work that we're doing and have done. Definitely there's opportunities for them to donate. And, just get the word out about House of Restoration. On the 27th, I want to be able to share the links with you, because their song will go across all the social media, Spotify, and all the other ones. I can't name them all off. There's so many. But go. It's only 99 cents, because the bigger picture is that people purchase it. They listen to it. They understand it. And, we can get these young ladies some funds for their future creativity, their creative projects that they have going on for themselves.
Beautiful. We've been talking with CEO Lavada England of House of Restoration Community Connection and actress Candace Carey. Thank you both so much for coming on.
Thank you, sis.
You're welcome. Might I add, I want to apologize, Charles. I think I've called you Chris a couple of times.
Candace, I have a saying, as long as you call me anything you like.
There you go. That part.
It's all good. It's been a pleasure. And I know for sure I've been so lucky to actually spend my morning with 3 women who are incredible, and every one of you are worthy, and I want you to hear that from me. So God bless. I love everything you're doing.
Charles, it's been a pleasure co-hosting with you, and maybe we can do it again on this philosophy podcast that may or may not, or probably won't come to fruition.
You are talking my jam. I love philosophy.
I love it. I'm Kristin Fogle. I've been filling in for Drew, and you are listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in its 17th year, broadcasting from Mission Fed Studio in Scripps Ranch. Mission Fed's a shining star supporting the community for over 60 years, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks so much.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.